You alright there, guys? Kieran here with yet another episode of Kieran's Movie Space, the podcast where I talk about one of the things I love most in this world, movies. In this episode, I'm going to be doing a quick spoiler-free review of a film that I've been really excited about for a really long time, Creed 2. In case you didn't know already, the first Creed is one of my favourite films of recent years, if not all time. It kind of came out of nowhere for me and just completely blew me away. Ryan Coogler, who directed that one, did such a beautiful job, which is pretty much what he seems to do every time. So I went to see Creed 2 the other night, and I know it's been out in the States for a little while, but we just got it here in the UK, and I just want to start this by saying straight away that Creed 2 isn't as good as the first one. It doesn't quite match the quality of the original, but it's still a wildly enjoyable movie, and I really did have a great time watching it. So I want to start this review by talking about some of the performances because just like the first movie, Creed 2 is full of wonderful performances. Michael B. Jordan is unsurprisingly brilliant as Adonis. I loved his performance in the first film, and he brings that same level of intensity and passion to this sequel. And then, of course, Sylvester Stallone is back as Rocky Balboa, and he turns in another really great performance as that character. I will say that Stallone isn't given as much to do in this one just because the film kind of turns its focus more towards Adonis, but he still gives 100% and proves that he can still deliver these really powerful performances. The biggest surprise for me though in terms of performance was easily Dolph Lundgren, who's returning as Ivan Drago. For a guy that's not necessarily a natural born performer, Dolph Lundgren sure does a lot of really good acting in this movie. Ivan Drago's a character that's so full of hate and anger, and he really is this truly awful person, and Lundgren's performance shows that really well, but he also invites you to see things from Ivan's perspective, and you start to really sympathise with that character a little bit. Now, moving away from the performances, we've obviously got to talk about Stephen Caple Jr., who stepped in to direct Creed 2, and I'll admit that I was a little bit worried when I first heard that Ryan Coogler wasn't coming back to direct this one, just because I wasn't sure if another director could replicate what Coogler was able to do with the original. It's got to be said, though, that Stephen Caple Jr. does a really good job directing this film. What I love about both of these Creed movies is the way that they balance the action with drama. These aren't just films about two guys punching each other. There's a lot of emotion and drama in there as well. For every heart-pounding boxing match, of which there are many, there are so many really great matches in this film, but for every one of them, there is a really well-executed dramatic scene as well. And Stephen Caple Jr. does a really good job of balancing those two elements. Where I think Creed 2 loses its footing a little bit is in the narrative and the actual story that they're trying to tell. This is a very formulaic movie, nothing really shocking or that surprising happens, and it's easy to kind of predict how the story's going to play out. I also do think they focus too much on the past as well, instead of telling a unique and fresh story. I just think there were a few too many callbacks and nods to the previous films, and it felt like they were trying so hard to remind you of what's already happened years ago, that they sometimes forgot to focus on what's happening right now. Overall, Creed 2 doesn't reach the heights or hit as hard as the original, but thanks to Stephen Caple Jr.'s stellar direction, and some truly brilliant performances from Michael B. Jordan, Sylvester Stallone, and Dolph Lundgren, the film manages to deliver yet another heart-pounding and stress-inducing ride for both new viewers and lifelong fans of the series. Alright, so to give Creed 2 a score out of 10, I'm going to go with an 8. I do think this is a bit of a step down from the first film, but it's still a really enjoyable movie, and I do highly recommend checking it out. And with my score comes the end of this review. If you've seen Creed 2, let me know what you thought in the comment section below. You can listen to Kieran's Movie Space on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, and pretty much everywhere else. Please like and share this review, and make sure you check out some of my other episodes as well. For now though, thanks for listening to this one. I'll see you next time.